document we're about to go over in the announcements. So let's go over the previous week first. So we had an okay week, not the best week last week, but a bunch of trades went our way. There were a bunch of trades that didn't go our way, but technically it was pretty easy to tell. Plays like Disney, Dave and Buster's, Puts, Microsoft, TripAdvisor, WKHS is also going to be a big watch this week. I'm I I'm planning on taking calls tomorrow, depending on how we open up. But um, the electro vehicle hype could drive WKHS, and then DLTR also was another nice win. Um, let's see. For the upcoming week, just three major earnings: Micron, FedEx, and General Mills. Economic events, nothing really too big except for Wednesday. That's when the Feds talk. Um, also, also Powell will talk in front of Congress. I think that's also Wednesday. I'm not sure. Let me actually confirm that real quick.
I know the minutes from the Fed Open Market Committee is coming out Wednesday at 2 o'clock.
Yep, 2
That
p.m.
might be
Eastern.
related.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. So maybe it's two birds in one stone on Wednesday, but it's gonna be a very volatile day. Thursday, every Thursday, the unemployment report, and then Friday it's a day off. Market's gonna observe Independence Day. One big thing to watch is well, it's still a watch. It's gonna be a watch for maybe a couple more months, honestly. The coronavirus cases as we keep going up. The reports that Florida is hiding case numbers. Those reports starting to get traction across social media. Also, states like Texas, Arizona, California. It's honestly those four states that are getting like crazy increases in cases. So it's very important to watch how that situation unfolds. But obviously, the more cases means that the more like the more strict the government has to be on pretty much society. Like could be back to shutdowns. You never know. So we'll see how that unfolds. These options, most of them are technical. One I want to talk about is Facebook because we're in a Facebook position. So Facebook over the weekend has had more negative news regarding ad revenue. Companies are starting to back out, and in response to Facebook's ads, um, Facebook lost over $7 billion Friday alone. So we had more companies pull out. So our calls are pretty much going to be screwed. I'm looking to exit those calls pretty much in market open. Hopefully, not a terrible loss, but we'll see what happens. Also, Square, Apple, Spy, NKLA, Spotify, Shopify, and Amazon. Most of these stocks are um, resistant to the coronavirus market. Like they move on their own. They're usually like stocks like e-commerce, tech, cybersecurity, all these types of stocks will move up. So I'll add some more: CrowdStrike, Net. Um, yeah, so pennies to watch. These are mostly unusual volume over the past week. So this past week, these penny stocks have been getting a lot of traction. A couple of these have coronavirus news. Let me also add some coronavirus pennies off the top of my head. APT is a mass play. NBY, Codex, INO. We have INO puts, but that's a yellow just based on just the crazy movement it's been getting. HPI. Yeah, Mark. Yeah, Mark is a good one. They have like some sort of technology for airports, like I think a body temperature technology um, at airports. So that's something to watch for sure. But yeah, it's gonna be a pretty. I can't say predictable because well, I can say that because SPY did close on the 300 on Friday that we are bearish, but you never know, especially if the Feds can go back to pumping, which I don't think they're ready to do yet, but we'll see. So yeah, just two big things to keep in mind: FOMC, the Fed's talking Wednesday, and coronavirus cases. Any reports that we get, it's gonna be important to watch. So, but yeah, that's the overview for last week and this week. If you guys have any questions, you guys can type in chat or you guys can speak up. Okay, So we got some questions here. Trade analysis on JPM and DraftKings. Okay. So JPM, let me pull this up real quick. Let's go order history. You said JPM. All right, JPM we traded this Thursday. What do I see in this? Let's go back to the charts. All right. So JPM was pretty much a descending wedge breakout on the 15-minute. Yeah, descending wedge breakout on the 15-minute. It pretty much also, if you look at the 15-minute chart, the support at 96.76 was pretty much all it needed to hold. Let me draw this out and post it real quick. So once it broke over it, it was a pretty easy, solid trade. It also formed a cup and handle throughout the day, but it didn't break out the next day. But let me post this. Yeah, so JPM pretty much a intraday micro support breakout over that line was that entry. Our entry was at what time? All right, so we entered around. Okay, I entered around 9:58 a.m. So yeah, it's pretty much around that break of that line, break of that resistance line, and then um, once we broke up above that line, we started getting a lot of volume, and then the huge candle up was that scale off, and then we just kept on breaking up and up until we filled that gap. There's a gap that filled to around 97.90. So once we filled that gap, um, it rejected that gap and came back down a little bit. But yeah, so that's pretty much a resistance break play on a day trading time scale. And the other trade you wanted to go over was DraftKings. DraftKings was kind of more news based, and also it was pretty oversold. Um, DraftKings didn't work out. If I'm correct, I don't think it worked out because was DraftKings profit? I don't think so, right? Okay, so 16. Okay, yeah. So for me, DraftKings was a loss. When did we enter this? Did we swing this? Yeah, we swung this, I think. Okay, so DraftKings we entered on Thursday. Um, oh, I see. Okay, so yeah, I already have this drawn out from I guess when we entered. DraftKings we entered this pretty much as it held that hourly support. It held that and it closed above it. And then we sold pretty much once it broke down. Once it broke down that hourly support, we just got rid of it. And for me, it doesn't look like it was a big of a loss. I sold mine at 105, 190. So yeah, it was like about a 13, 14% loss on DraftKings. Wasn't a terrible loss, but yeah, it was pretty much a support. It closed on support. And we swung it because it was pretty oversold, right? It dropped all the way from 42 all the way down to 34. So I figured that would probably bounce, but it didn't work out in their favor. So yeah, DraftKings is probably gonna keep going down. You also got a downgrade on Friday, so yeah, it's not looking good for DraftKings yet. But I mean, once sports start to come back, maybe some more legislation on online betting, um, then we can see this being maybe a $45, $50 stock again. So yep. Any other questions, guys? Or
What was
trades you want to
the
go over? Yep.
what was the Dollar Tree setup? What did that look like going
Dollar
into
Tree
it?
DLTR. Let's look at that real quick. Good question. we bought this DLTR. Alright, we swung this also with DraftKings 625, and we sold this. When did I sell this? My last exit was 2:28 p.m. Okay, so how much profit? Oh wow, I think like 60-70%. I think decent profit here. We bought at 2.15 and $2, and I sold several times here at 2.70, 2.80, 3.15, and 3.30. And my last one was 2.70. So that's about what is that? Maybe at the very least 30%, all the way up to I guess maybe 50%. But that's okay. So let's look at the setup. That's an important question. The setup. Alright, let me post this here. Let's do a replay. So we bought this before market close. So let's put it right here. Boom. All right. So this was. I'm about to post this chart in the options chat. So this was what I was looking at exactly. So we saw a resistance breakout, right, on the hourly, and then let's fast forward to when we sold it. So let's replay a little bit. So that last candle was 3:30 p.m. on the 25th. So a little bit before we swung. And then now let's put some candles in the 26th. Let's go back a little bit, sorry. And then pretty much our opening candle was the best choice to take profit at. But once we saw that resistance break, that's when we swung into the next day, the 26th. So that was just a resistance break play. I mean, I can't really show it that. Actually, no, hold on. This is a better chart. Hold on. There we go. So, and then it broke the next resistance. This is a better chart, I think. So the bottom line was entry. The middle line was exit. The last line, the highest line, was pretty much like our like YOLO target, pretty much like what we actually wanted to see, but it didn't really hold, and it went back under that middle line. If we fast forward, yeah, it went back over that middle line here, which I'll post it right now. But yeah, it's pretty much a resistance break play.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep. Any other questions? SHLL. SHLL is like a electro vehicle, also a merger play, just like how NKLA was. VTIQ NKLA. So, I mean, that stock ran almost like 200 to 300%. So, SHLL pretty much just kind of like going with the trend. Pretty much, it's not nothing technical, um, but just going with all the unusual volume, going with the trend here. Um, VTIQ went from like 25 to all the way to 70, $80 in a matter of days. So maybe we could see something like that on SHLL. It's pretty much similar. Also in the electro vehicle um, area. So I don't know. Let me confirm that actually.
Yeah, no, that's right. They do more conversion of existing vehicles to like alternative energy source.
Yeah. Yep. So the merger will drive Hyliion. Hyliion is going to merge with SHLL, the acquisition company. The merger will drive Hyliion's corporate expansion and further the development and commercialization of its powertrain solutions with industry partners. So yeah, it's basically what Ryan said. Accelerate products creation. Yeah. The transaction is expected to close in Q3 of 2020. So when does Q3 end? I want to say August 30th.
It's July, August,
Oh
September.
crap. Okay, so Q3 ends July 1st. Oh, okay. So yeah, I mean, this could be something. This could really explode. So yeah, I mean, it's worth the risk to reward for me for sure, especially what we saw with NKLA, VTIQ NKLA. So yep, that's why we're holding it. I have 450 shares. It's not a long hold, I would say. I mean, the merger closes this week apparently, so I'll say maybe 5 to 7 days, 5 to 7 trading days. I think. I think the latest will probably hold into next week. But yeah, so it's not a terribly long hold. Any other questions, guys? Yeah. All right, if that's it, I guess we'll wrap it up. If you have any other questions, I can answer in the options chat. But that should be it then for the weekly review. See you guys tomorrow.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Have a good one.
See ya.
See you, bro.